Hey everyone, it's Mike here with Vapor Authority. Today we're going to be reviewing and also conducting a step-by-step guide on how to use the Evod starter kit, the Kanger Evod starter kit. Now the starter kit, we carry them in pink, blue, black, stainless, and purple. Today we're going to be looking at the pink one. You can tell what the color is based on the picture on top of it here. This is a pink one, so it shows a pink device, a blue one will show a blue device, and so forth. Also, this reflective part here will also vary based on the color of the device that is. Now, they're going to come wrapped in a shrink wrap like this, but for the sake of this video, I've already opened that shrink wrap up. Now, the only really important part of the packaging is on the bottom here. It's got the standard Kanger Authentication Label. What you do is you scratch that gray area off with, a coin or a paper clip or something like that, and it's going to reveal a code. And go on the Kanger website, type in that code, and you can verify the authenticity of this and make sure that it's an actual Kanger product. And that's very, very important. There's a lot of knockoffs these days. If you're not purchasing it from Vapor, if you're purchasing it from Vapor Authority, you know that all of our products are always 100% guaranteed to be authentic. But if you're purchasing from anywhere else, make sure that it has this authentication label and make sure that it checks out when you go on the Kanger website. So now, a lot of people who start with these starter kits, they don't know very much about electronic cigarettes in general. It might seem a little bit overwhelming. Don't worry, we're going to simplify everything. I'm going to break everything down for you, let you know exactly how to use it, how to fill it with liquid, how to charge the battery, replace the coils. It's a very, very simple process. So let's go ahead and just open this guy up here. And you're going to notice that it comes with two separate devices, which is an amazing thing. You can have either different flavor liquids in the different clearimizers, or you can have the same liquid, but if one battery dies, you have your backup device. It makes things a lot easier. Let's remove one here so I can demonstrate to you guys. You remove this foam thing here, and you're going to see that there's a quick guide on how to fill the clearimizer up, and on the reverse of it, it'll tell you what voltage the battery should be based on the resistance of the atomizer coil. Don't worry too much about this. This is something that comes with a lot of the Kanger products. This is something that applies more to a variable voltage battery. The Kanger Evod, the regular Evod, which you have here in the starter kit, is a constant voltage battery. So don't even bother worrying about this guide. And you also have your product authenticity card. It's for your own reference. You can write down whatever the code is in case you lose the box. You can have this in your files. And it's going to have a little user manual here, and it's going to show you how to, again, fill the clearimizer with liquid, how to change the atomizer head, turn the battery on, and so forth. It's a little bit of a confusing user manual. I don't think they did that great of a job on it, but we have this video here for your help, and it's going to help you a lot to get through all this. Now, let's first start with identifying what all the different parts are, so you know what it is that we're talking about here. Now, this is your coil units. It's your replacement atomizer coils, and I'm going to tell you what those are and what their function is in a minute. And then in this box here, you have your USB charger and your wall adapter. And now when you separate these, this is the battery and this is your clearimizer here. Now, you can charge the battery on anything that has a USB port. So it means a computer, a laptop, maybe some cars now have USB ports. You could charge it that way. The fastest way of charging will be in a wall outlet, and that's why it has this wall adapter. You just simply plug this in like that. Plug the wall adapter into your outlet, and then you spin your battery on in a clockwise formation. Not too tight, but tight enough. And once it's plugged in, well, this is not plugged in, but if it's plugged in and once this thing is attached to the battery's attached to the wall adapter, you're going to see that this is going to light up like this. Let me show you what it looks like. It's going to light up just like that. And that's when you know that the battery is actually getting charged. Another way you know that the battery is getting charged is that right above where it says Kanger, it has a Kanger logo. There's a light behind that. Now when you screw this on, that's going to turn red, meaning that the battery does need to be charged. When the battery is fully charged, that light is going to turn green. And that's when you know you can unscrew this battery and start using it and you have a fully charged battery. So that's easy to charge it. Now when you receive your batteries, sometimes they're turned on and sometimes they're turned off. We get a lot of phone calls from people who think they've received defective batteries, but in fact all that it is, the battery is turned off. So let me teach you guys right now. If you press this fire button, there's no lights. So what you do is you click that fire button 5 times very quickly, and you see that it turns on. It flashes a few times, you know it's on. And every time you press this button thereafter, you're going to see that the circumference of that, there's a light surrounding that fire button, and it's always going to light up like that. Okay? And if you want to turn it back off, same thing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it'll flash again, and now the battery is off. When you press it, the battery is off. Now the benefit of having this ability to turn the battery on and off is a lot of times you're going to carry this in your purse, or if you're a gentleman, you're going to carry this in your pocket. You want to try to avoid accidental fire, the button accidentally firing. It could burn out your atomizer coil. It could be dangerous. It does have a safety feature that if this button is pressed for too long, it'll automatically shut down. But either way, it's better if you're going to carry it in your pocket or your purse, just to do the 5 clicks quickly and turn that battery off. So let's turn it back on. There it goes. You got to make sure you click it very, very fast, otherwise it's not going to recognize it. So that's the battery. Now the clearmizer itself also has its own parts. You unscrew this chrome base here like that. And what you have here is the tank that holds the actual liquid. And we're going to get to that in a second. This is your atomizer coil. And these are the replacements for the atomizer coil here, as you can see. Now the rule of thumb I'd say is every around 10 to 14 days. Every week, week and a half, 2 weeks, depending on how often you're vaping. Also depending on the type of liquid you're using. The higher the nicotine strength, the higher the acidity. To the fruit, a lot of the fruit flavors have higher levels of acidity. Those are going to burn the coils out a little bit more. Also, of course, how much you're vaping. It's more by how many drags you're taking as opposed to the number of days or number of weeks. But a general rule of thumb, I'd say at least every 2 weeks or so you should change this replacement coil. Now you're going to know when the coil needs to be changed because you're not going to get as much vape from every drag that you take. That's one indication. Another indication is you're going to get a sort of a burnt taste. You're going to start realizing that the liquid doesn't taste quite the same as it did when you first had the new coil in there. So anyway, so this is how you replace your coil. As you saw when this device was, I unscrewed it in a counterclockwise formation, and I moved the base. Unscrew this in a counterclockwise formation. You just simply throw the old coil away, pop out from the foil here, you pop out your new coil, and then in a clockwise formation, you twist it back on. Again, make sure it's snug but not overly tight. Now, how do you fill this clearmizer? What you do is once you remove the base, same way, you're going to point the clearmizer down here so that the mouthpiece is pointing towards the floor. Now I have here a Vapor Authority stainless steel vape flask. It makes filling up any clearmizer so much easier. I highly recommend picking one up. It's in our accessory section. It's very inexpensive. And it acts as a keychain, so you can have it on you at all times. Once you unscrew this top part here, the safety cap, you have a needle tip. In the back you have a push button. Every time you depress this button, it's going to release a controlled amount of liquid. So it's going to prevent you from overfilling, which happens a lot. And it makes it a lot easier a lot of times. This has a pretty wide opening. A lot of the other clearmizers have smaller openings, so that needle tip really comes in handy. Now if you don't have this vape flask, or if you don't plan on purchasing it, you're going to have just your bottle of liquid. Most bottles these days have their own kind of needle tip. It's a lot harder because you have to squeeze. This makes it really easy with pressing it. But either way, regardless of what it is that you're using, I'm going to go with this vape flask here. What you want to do is, again, make sure that the mouthpiece is pointed towards the floor. You're going to tilt your clearmiser sideways as such. Now, one very important thing is make sure that you get no liquid inside that hole in the middle. That's an airflow hole. It connects to the mouthpiece. If you get it in there, it's going to cause the clearmiser to flood and gurgle, and you're also going to get liquid in your mouth. It's not a very pleasant experience. So what you want to do is make sure that the liquid cascades down the side of the tank. So you take your needle tip, or again your liquid bottle, and you tilt it sideways. You try to have the tip itself touching, if you can, the inner part of the tank on the inside, and then you press. Let me dry this up here. And then you tilt it to the side and you press the button and fill the tank up. And you want to fill the tank up to just about a couple millimeters below where that airflow tube ends. If you fill it up past that, it's going to overflow into the airflow tube, which is again, you don't want to get any liquid in there. So just a small amount underneath that airflow tube is where you want to fill the liquid up to. Now once the liquid's in there, you take your base, you make sure the atomizer coil goes into the airflow hole, like that, and in a clockwise formation, you spin it back on, put the battery back on again, and you'll be ready to vape. Now again, with the Evod 2, it's a single coil clearmizer. It holds about 1.6 milliliters of liquid. The battery is a 650 mAh battery. So depending on how often you're vaping, or how much you're vaping in general, it may or may not last you all day. This battery would not last me all day personally because I vape a lot. It would take at least 1000 mAh battery, usually 1000 mAh and a 650 mAh. Now, if you decide that once you get, again, it comes with two devices, so you can always have the spare battery charged. So between these two, you should be able to make it through the day. But if you do want to have a higher mAh battery, we do have, for example, this is an Evod variable voltage battery. You don't need to worry about what variable voltage is. It's unnecessary for this kit. But just to give you a demonstration, it's a bit of a longer battery. It has a higher mAh, which means the battery life is going to be much, substantially longer. Now, for the Evod, we do have the regular Evod batteries in 1000 mAh. They come in all the colors that we carry the starter kits in. So you can always, if you purchase the starter kit, you can always also purchase, in addition to it, 1000 mAh battery in the same color as the kit that you're getting. And so you're going to be able to have one battery last you most likely the entire day. And there you have it, folks. The Kanger Evod starter kit, one of the easiest ways to get started with electronic cigarettes. We highly recommend this starter kit. Available now at VaporAuthority.com, where all of our products are guaranteed to be 100% authentic. Thank you so much for watching.